bucket of blood, brother.
So this is going to be the first video of the first week of my martial prowess journey. In short, what the journey is I have a couple of different goals that I set up that I want to achieve by the end of 2026. Now that includes 40,000 kicks, I think it was 1,378 fights or spars, and then I had a few other things that I wanted to do as well. I don't have the paper on me, or the list on me, but what you can see here is this is actually the first night of the first week where I was practicing my kicks, and I can see just looking back at it now, especially my front kicks, they're I really need to tuck my leg in a bit more for those front kicks. As I'm throwing the kicks, I noticed that I started to feel a little bit of pain in my knee. I don't remember which knee it was. Here I was practicing my sup ying, and then in doing this form, this is the one I've been practicing all day. Now along with the sup ying, I also went with my lao gar, and it was actually in my lao gar that I really felt the pain in my knee. Like, it was just a low rumble before, but you'll see in this video there's a point where I actually stop and kind of have to hit my knee just to kind of get the pain away so I can continue going. And then throughout the rest of that, throughout the rest of that form, I was actually really more focused on my knee, trying to keep up with that. And then going into the fights, I was actually really surprised with how many not only how many I did, but it looks like how many I may have actually won. Up until watching these fights, I had always thought that I lost way more, and like I'm probably leaving the group each night with maybe like 1 or 2 actual victories. Granted, this one we are doing threes, so the first 2 don't count, and then you have the last one that is pretty much for all the marbles. Now I've also been I've been curious as to how I was going to count these fights. Now I'm coming to you as of week 2. I've just finished week 2, and so what I decided to start counting is the victories. So every time I win in a sword fight, it counts as 1 fight. I will make exceptions if the fight is super short or anything, just because it can be a little bit on the excessive side. Again, there are some fights where it's just too short and it shouldn't really count. For me to get the total number of fights, I think I need like 4 fights or 4 spars a week, or 4 spars a day. So it's really not much, and given how many I've had, it could be a bit over the top. I had some fun moments with these fights. There are some, like I said, that I won't count just because of the circumstances, the predicaments. I did have one fight that I found to be, I just thought it was pretty funny, and I'll just go ahead and let it play out. And yeah, that was just one of those, I tried switching the blade into my other hand, and I just happened to miss. And sure enough, she was able to take over and take advantage of that fight. Then here I have, because I was doing some stuff, I didn't have my clickers on me to kind of keep track of everything. So I ended up having to keep count in my head and then write them down so that I can remember. So I had to take a couple extra pictures of that. But then I actually was able to get some clickers to start actually keeping count, which is so much easier than counting. Here I'm just going to show some clips and stuff where I'm actually trying to break down the Laugar form and put a two-man, we call it a two-man set, where you take the form and you kind of dissect it and make it as though it were a fight. So you break the form down, you have two people each using different parts of the form to then build and show how the form, specifically this one, Laugar, can be used in a fight. So I'm trying to do all this as I'm driving home. This was actually going into Thanksgiving weekend. This was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But then I think it was Thanksgiving Day where I actually took some time and did some more kicks and everything. And here with my kicks, you can see I found a nice little set or combo that just let me throw one of each kick on both sides in a rather quick fashion. And then we have my sister that came along and helped me set up the organize and set up the Laugar. So I think that's where we'll end it now. Thank you for watching. Wipe it away, step in.